I'm very delighted to be here this evening, this afternoon here in New York, and it's been some time since I've been here, especially for this fundraising effort, but I'm very thankful to God, first and foremost, for traveling grace, being able to get here safely and to be with you on this day. And it's been a very enjoyable program thus far. So much talent here in the New York area, the singing and the acting and all of that. It's just a joy to be a part of this. And I'm thankful to God to see all of you that are interested in Christian education and especially Southwestern Christian College. I want to share with you the significance of what you're doing here today. Your presence here and your participation, I want you to know what it's really all about and why it is a blessing to Southwestern and to brotherhood. I'm going to be very candid with you this afternoon. Can I do that here? I want you to know that we appreciate what you are doing, but I want to be candid about why what you're doing is significant. And I'm going to tell it just like it is. Y'all don't mind that, do you? You know, everybody won't tell it like it is. Now, this man bought a brand new car, and he took off running down the highway. He was going about 160, 170 miles an hour, and the highway patrolman caught him coming out, and he stopped him about 10 miles down the road, and he hollered out the car. He said, "Sir, step out of that car. I'm stopping you for speeding." The man got out the car. He said, "Sir, I wasn't speeding. I was going the speed limit." He said, "No, you were speeding." He said, "I want to see your driver's license." The man said, "I don't have one." He said, "You driving this fast car and you don't have a driver's license?" He said, "Where is it?" He said, "They took it from me." He said, "They took it from you? Why did they take it?" He said, "I have a DWI." Driving with a DWI? He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, let me see the registration for this car." He said, "I don't have that either." He said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I stole the car." He said, "This is not your car. You stole the car." He said, "Where'd you get it from?" He said, "I stole it from a man down the road." He said, "Well, where's the man?" He said, "In the trunk of the car." He said, "What happened to him?" He said, "I killed him." The trooper said, "Wait a minute, let me get this straight. You have no driver's license. This is not your car. You have no registration for the car. You stole it. You killed the owner of the car. And you got a dead body in the trunk of the car." He said, "Yes, sir, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it." He said, "You stay right here. I got to get some help." He called his sergeant. The sergeant came out to the site where they were. He walked up to the car. He said, "Sir, step out of that car." The man got out of the car. He said, "Sir, may I see your driver's license?" He said, "Yes, sir." Pulled it out, showed it right to him. And the sergeant was puzzled. He said, "Is this your car?" He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You have registration?" He said, "Yes, sir." He said, "May I see it?" He said, "Yes, sir." Pulled it out, showed it right to him. The sergeant said, "I don't understand this." He says, "My troop over here says, you have no driver's license. This is not your car. You have no registration. You stole it. You killed the owner. You got a dead body in the trunk of the car." He said, "Man, that guy's such a liar. He probably told you I was speeding." Came number two because I believe that young men and young women need to know how to fear the Lord. And I'm doing my part to help make sure there is a place, an environment that will teach them what they need to make a living and also to teach them what to have in order to live a successful life. If this thing wasn't about Jesus, I would be in another field. I would not be doing what I'm doing. But it is about Jesus, and there is a difference between secular education and Christian education, and there's one word, one name that separates the two, and that name is Jesus. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm thankful to be here this afternoon, and I'm just going to tell it just like it is this evening, so that you'll leave here with a better understanding of why what you do for Christian education in Southwestern is significant. I just finished a tour with my chorus, and I traveled with 45 kids, 5 or 6 staff members, and a bus driver, and we drove. I was driving the van, I was leading the bus, and had a beautiful bus that we were using this year, and drove 4,798 miles over a 2-week period. And each night, I would have to speak Monday through Friday, and then on Sundays, I always ended up preaching 3 or 4 times in some cities, different churches that were sponsoring the school and supporting the school. And so I told the audience each night during our programs that we appreciate them because of something I believe was profound that Barack Obama said. I'm very proud this year to say that he is our president. It's been a long time coming. I would say was profound, and I could not help. See, every time I hear stuff, I think about either a sermon or the church or Southwestern. I can't help it. But he said this, and I want you to take this home with you. He said, on the day he was inaugurated, he stood before the masses there and he said, "I will never forget the reason I stand here today." He said, I stand here today because somebody was willing to stand for me. He said they stood when it was risky. They stood when it was hard. They stood when it was unpopular. He said they stood with courage and clear purpose. And when they stood, some others stood with them. And then hundreds stood. And then thousands stood. And then literally millions of people stood for Barack Hussein Obama. He said that when they stood together, they literally in some way have changed the course of the world. And so when I heard that, I could not help but think about my alma mater, my school. Because I remember vividly, and it makes even more sense to me now as I get older. I remember seeing my father and my mother do some things back when I was only 7 years old, and I couldn't understand why. In '63, my mother and father came back to Southwestern. They are alumni of the school, and they came back to give back, and I had no idea that they were dedicating our lives to it as well. But when it was hard, when it was unpopular, when it was difficult, thank you for standing, and I pray God you'll keep standing. God bless you.